Hello guys, this is UniversalGiant, welcome back for more Fortune Street. Last time, we went over to Yoshi's Island, and were introduced to easy rolls. Today, we're going to be taking a look at standard rolls on a different map. So this time we'll be going with the Dragon Quest tour. I'll choose the one that has the lowest target amount, which is 10,000 G. Easy rules, you have some really low target amounts. Standard rules are generally higher, and I'll explain why when we get in. Now, easy rules, the stress was on getting shops that were very close to each other. So getting 1, 2, 3, 4 shops in a row generally helped. 4, 3, 2, 1, that doesn't happen often. So I was going first last board, I'm going last this board. But in standard rules, the stress is on districts. So you can see here, as opposed to easy rules, there are colored outlines around all of the shops on the board. And the colored outline around the shop indicates what district it is a part of. So, similar to having multiple shops in this, adjacent to each other in easy rolls, having multiple shops in the same district will boost the price of the shops that are in. It's a relatively unlucky roll because I don't get to pick up a shop on this turn. Over to the left is one of the boon squares I was talking about, where you make a profit off of any other sales that are made on this turn, but since nobody's going to be landing on anyone else's shops, I'll go over to the arcade. They say they're mini-games, but they're really like fancy chance cards. So around the blocks is just a slot machine kind of game. See the prizes that you get on the right? I generally don't win anything. Case in point. But you can win a lot of money, you can get the chance to warp, or you can get some stocks, and I'll explain stocks after we make our way around the board. But like in easy rules, if you get a number of shops in the same district, they get more expensive, and you can put more money into them. But unlike in easy rules, they're not going to increase by as much, and chances are the bulk of the money that you get won't be coming from other players by landing on your shops. The stress of this board, and I think the main allure of this game that makes it so different from Monopoly, is the ability to make money from stock. I'm not buying a shop here either, am I? Gosh darn it. Well, which direction did Platypunk go? They're both down, they're working their way up, I think. No, they're going opposite directions. I don't know if it really matters which way I go. See, it really doesn't matter, because I'm going to get a suit either way, but I'm trying to think about which would be better for me in the long run in terms of picking up shops in district. Maybe I'll go up, I don't know. I'm thinking too much about this, I tend to do that with this game, and immediately I get a full set of suits. That's great. But the stress is on stocks. So like the stock market, you can pick a district or a set of 4 shops to invest in, and Princess is going to get 2 shops in the same district already, whereas I don't have any yet. Although that's not too big of an issue. If you invest in a district, and somebody expands shops in that district, then the stock price in that district goes up. If you have stocks in that district, and they increase in value, your total net worth increases because the stock that you bought there increased in value. And that's where you find you get the bulk of your money in this game from, and I'm still not getting a single shop. I can if I want to with this forced buyout, but it is way too early to waste my money on that. I'm not going to bother. Because there are so many shops open that I could buy for regular price, I don't want to waste my money on a 5 times buyout. But if you have a bunch of shops in the same district that you can invest a ton of money in to increase the stock value, or if you know somebody else has a bunch of shops in a district, and you know that they're going to want to invest there themselves, then you can put all of your money in those districts, so you make some money whenever somebody else invests in shops there. And I'm still not getting a shop. There's a distinct possibility that I get my first promotion before I get a single shop. That doesn't happen very often. In fact, I don't know if I've ever seen that happen. But even if it's not your own district, you can still make money from the stocks increasing. So I could feasibly get through this entire board and win without owning a single shop if I put my money in the right districts. That would, of course, assume that the AIs are stupid enough to let that happen. But it's entirely possible to do that. Not very likely, but still possible. And that's what makes standard rules different from easy rules. It's like a completely different ballgame. Now, memory block... I think it's pretty easy to figure out what's going on here. The small blocks with the Bowser heads, you don't want to get them. Occasionally when you get that game, you'll have all 6 blocks be small ones, so you can't tell which is which. But at least in this game, or the one that he played, it was relatively obvious. And I am getting promoted before I buy my first shop. But unlike easy rules, where the bank space didn't really do anything, now I have the opportunity to buy stocks. So you can see each district, it's highlighted on the minimap. You can see who has shops there, what their max capital is, and so on. And I can see, generally it's a good idea, if you have shops in a district, you can put money in stocks there. So when you invest in those shops, the stock price increases and you get more money. If you don't have any shops anywhere, like I do, it's generally a good idea to put your money in a district where somebody has multiple shops, because they're more prone to invest there. So since this is such a small board, there are only 5 districts, and you can see, say, a stock in District B costs 5 gold. So if I want to buy a ton of stocks in District E, I can only buy 99 stocks at a time. So when I do that, the amount of ready cash I have will go down, but the stock price will increase by 1. So if I invest to buy 99 stocks here, and all of those stocks go up by 1G, then I'll get 99G as an increase to my net worth. So I'll do that right now. And I'll buy this shop. Now, the important thing to note is that on standard rules, if you run out of ready cash, you can still sell your stock and not be forced to sell a shop back to the bank. So, as opposed to easy rules, where you always want to make sure you have some money to go around the board with, it's not as much of an issue in standard rules as long as you have some stock that you can sell back. But something you need to keep in mind about selling your stock back is that anytime somebody sells 10 or more stock in a district at a time, the stock value of that district goes down. So if you're forced to sell a lot of stock at once, the value of the stock that you didn't sell will decrease. So you always need to keep that in mind. And it's not too much of an issue early on, but later in the game, when the stock values are relatively high, and you have a lot of stock there, it could mean a significant chunk of money. I'm still a little bit worried that I only have one shop to my name. But I mentioned there's a slight limitation of the AI in terms of how much money they can invest in a shop at a time. They're also limited in terms of how many stock they can purchase at a time. So even though everybody's limited to only buying 99 stock at any given time, say Slime can only purchase 10 stock at a time, or Platypunk can only purchase 50 stock at a time. So it's another limitation of the lower AIs. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that hits me on the 21, or 340 I could purchase another shop. So even though I don't have the ready cash for it, I'll still buy the shop and be able to sell some of my stock. Now, I'm forced to sell 11 stock, so since I'm selling more than 10 at a time, the total stock value is going to decrease, and I'm going to be losing 88G in this transaction. But even though, I mean, it's not all bad, considering that when I originally put in those 99 stock, they all increased by 1. I sold 11, so I essentially made a profit of 11G. And now I'm making more money because Princessa's putting money in there. That's the reason why I invested in that district. Because Princessa is hoping that she gets to land on some of her own shops and invest... What are you doing, Slime? Slime's trying to trade with Platypunk. And he is... Of course he's going to deny it because Slime wanted 90 more gold than it was actually worth. It's not very... In fact, I think I've only seen a successful trade with the AIs once. But they will occasionally request trades from each other. I've never received one from an AI, although it would surprise me if you couldn't. And I've already started a line here, I remember. Oh man, receiving 20 stocks from a district at random that I don't have to pay for. But the reason why I invested where Princessa's shops are is because she's going to want to invest in her shops there. Because those are the ones that she'll get the most money for. Now, she might switch districts and go for District A, which is the red one, because she has 2 shops in 3 districts. But I think the ones that she has in District A are worth the most. So she would get the most out of investing there, but we'll see where it goes, because she has most of her stock in the bottom left district. And there are only 3 unowned shops left. 2 of which I passed on my way down. But also, if somebody makes a payment in a district where other people own stocks, the people who own stocks get a small dividend from it. So in addition to the money that is paid out from landing on the shop, people with stock get a little bit of money from that sale as well. But I still have to sell some stocks, so... which one do I care more about? I care more about the other one. I'm wondering if I want to sell 9. Because if I sell 9, the stock price still doesn't go down, and I have more money to go around the board with. I think I'll do that, because I don't care too much about District A. It was free money anyway. I'm still worried that Princessa's going to jump ship and go to District A, but we'll see where it goes. You really can't predict that sort of stuff. It's just a little bit irritating sometimes when there's really not much you can do. Like, I'm in a position where I only have 2 shops, and it doesn't look like I'm going to be getting any more than that anytime soon. I mean, I'd like to, but it doesn't look like it's happening. And even if I did, there wouldn't be too much I could do with them. So sometimes you just have to ride somebody else's coattails. And if you think they're going to make a big profit out of the specific district, you just piggyback off of them. I don't think Princess is going to invest anywhere yet, because she still won't... I think she wants to put more money into a district before she invests there. Because the more stock you have in a district when you increase the shop value there, the more money you'll get, because the more stocks you have, the more stocks increase in value. So if the stock price goes up by 2G, somebody with 200 stocks will get 400G out of it, and somebody who only has 50 stocks will only get 100. So Slurpodrome is another minigame that's entirely luck-based. They're all luck-based. If you happen to get lucky enough to win, you get a nice chunk of money. I got incredibly lucky there, because once you go black, you never go back. And yeah, I got 260G for that. So most of the stuff you do in the arcade increases in value with your level. So the higher level you are, the more money you get from it. So earlier on, if you win something, it's not going to be as much as if you win it later. But you take whatever money you can get. Now this square is a take-a-break square. If you land on it, all of your shops close for the day. And if anybody lands on those shops, which nobody's going to, except maybe Slime or Platypus, okay, they might. But you don't get any money from somebody landing on that shop. So you should avoid it if you can, but on this board it's unavoidable. I wanted to say something, but I completely forgot what it was. That happens to me sometimes. I'm actually surprised it doesn't happen more often. This could either be good or bad. Okay, Slime's warping. It doesn't really matter where he goes, because he is about equally far away from the bank wherever he goes. And thankfully he doesn't get to purchase that shop when he lands on it from warping. Otherwise I would have been quite upset. So I think I play around the blocks again. Please be something good, because I kind of want something good. Nothing. Not even a little prize. I mean, I don't even get the 50G times my level prize. I get nothing. But this is what I meant when I said that the beginning of all of these boards tends to go fairly slowly, fairly uneventful. Because it's setting up all of the action for later in the game. And that's one of the things that's really interesting about this game, too. That just based on the rolls you get in, say, the first trip around the board, it makes your experience for each board incredibly different with each play. That you could play the same board 10 times, and each time it'll feel completely different. And it's not often you have a game that's like that. Let's see, where do I want to put my money now? Because you can see the max capital here is 200 and 360, whereas here it's 210 and 300, so it's slight. She has more room to invest in this district. I'd put money with Slime, but his AI is so low that he's really not going to do anything. I think I might invest here. And this buyout price is 1,000, so there's really no point for me doing that. So where am I selling my stock? It's kind of ironic that I sold stock here originally and I bought it again. I mean, this stock is all going up in value at the end of the turn. No, it's not. Huh. I guess it doesn't matter where I sell it then. I think I'll sell it here, because Princess is more likely to invest it in District A, considering that's the only one that she has money in at this point right now.